Being a dedicated, loving, and responsible owner to our cats. We weren't born with the knowledge. It's something we continue to gain with each passing day. But audience, back me up on this one. The more time that does pass, the more that hands-on experience takes place, the more comfortable we do become about our individual place within that feline world. Call it a trial by fire, driving into the unknown, but for many of us, it's not really about some class we took, the other cat owners that we've chatted with over time, or even some grand YouTube video that we have watched. Sometimes cat ownership is truly a lived experience, and that's all. For the good and for the bad, we learned with Father Time guiding the way. We know how to conduct ourselves around felines. We know how to treat cats. We understand them. And this goes for our own pets and other cats that we might come across on the day-to-day. And with all of that said, I come to you and I welcome you to today's topic. A bit of a different subject matter for senior cat wellness, and also a bit of a different structure in terms of video content. I don't have some grand cat question to really pose where I'll spend the next 8 to 10 minutes or so giving you answers. This isn't set up and knock 'em down layout this time. Instead, I'm going to talk about how cat owners, the people, the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, how we do relate to our very own cats, other cats, and how it potentially shapes our actions with other animals. Today's video, do you treat other animals like cats? Simply because you've had a loving case of the cat brain for so many years, so many decades. When you greet a dog, do you find yourself going through that familiar routine of essentially addressing them and treating them like a cat? Are you now almost unable to separate other animals in terms of your language and your focus from that of a feline? In short, is everything now a cat? Interesting topic for sure, well, at least in my personal view, and I'll kick the can around and express myself, and I look forward to reading what you have to say on the matter with your very own personal experiences and just general thoughts. Thanks for stopping by today, and I hope you enjoy this video. Now, let's cue that intro. Cats, for the past 20 years, when it comes to the hands-on experience with the animal world, felines are all that I really know. Sure, I've certainly petted some dogs in that time, not to brag or anything. But cats, that's my world, that's my bag, as the cool kids might say. However, the cool reason for this topic, I have found myself over the years, especially in recent years, almost unsure how to act around other animals, as weird as it probably sounds. I compare it to being a kid and seeing a dog or a cat for the very first time. You just sort of stare, perhaps back up physically just a bit, due to uncertainty, and then a family member, perhaps mom or dad, comes over and gives you the green light to pet or pat said animal on the head. In your youth, at that age, seeing an animal is almost like viewing one of the 7 wonders of the world. Not sure what to do, it's just sort of cool just to be there. Of course, as we age, we grow out of that marvel to some degree, but we also certainly know how to act, how to behave responsibly. We're not in awe, but just more of an appreciation. You know how it goes. But, here's the big but, I've found myself in recent years returning to my childhood just a bit. Where, for example, when I see a big dog, not quite sure what to say or how to act, because cat brain has ruled my universe for so long. I find myself talking to dogs in the same way I'd talk to cats. And I know for a fact that I didn't do that in the past. I can't really recall how I addressed dogs, but I'm certain that things have indeed changed. Just pulling from a recent example, I went to a local farm store within the past few months, and in the middle of the store they have a bunch of baby chickens. On the best day, I'd say the number of chickens is around 75 to 100. Now I'm just standing there looking at all these baby chicks, and then I find myself speaking to them in the same vocal tone and pretty much saying the same things verbally that I'd say to my cats. Why? Well, I don't know what else to say, to be honest. That baby talk that is sometimes used to talk to cats, I'm standing there using it on the chickens. It's odd, at least from my perspective. Now, in the big picture, I suppose you can speak to animals just however you'd like, as long as you're responsible and respectful, but does anyone else have this issue? You've been so hardwired to a life of cats that when you are in the presence of other animals, chickens, dogs, whatever, that you sort of treat them like felines. We all know and understand that we're supposed to be calm and friendly around animals, respectful of their space. However, if I had to pinpoint my own issue as it relates to this topic, and perhaps the issues that others could face, some of you watching, who are also in this very same boat. From my experience, by simply being in the cat world for 2 decades, it tells me that the core problem likely centers around language, understanding the body language of, say, a dog, reading the cues, reading the signs, treating a strange dog like a cat, talking to a random dog like a cat. I think some of it, at least in real time, is the byproduct of that familiar cat association that doesn't always hold true with a canine. I guess a good way to describe it would be using beverages as an example. When you taste a certain drink, you probably have a certain expectation, a certain reaction. This is this and that is that. Now imagine your favorite beverage. Now imagine if you start drinking a bunch of random things but still acted like you were consuming your favorite beverage. Do you like Pepsi? Sure, why not? Now imagine drinking Sprite, but then mentally trying to pass it off as Pepsi, trying to convince yourself that, hey, that's Pepsi. Well, if cats are Pepsi and dogs are Sprite, then my issue involves drinking Sprite, trying to pass it off as Pepsi. At the heart of this video really all centers around my original intent, and that is audience outreach and participation. Has the cat life, in whatever capacity, been with you so long that when you interact with other animals, it's like your mind has to remember what to do? You have to remember that what you're petting and talking to is indeed not a cat. Now, I've never gone as far as to say, here, kitty, kitty, to a golden retriever, but I'm certain that language meant for felines and their responses has slipped out a time or two. Cue that baby chicken example from a bit earlier. But yeah, different video here on the channel for sure, but just something that recently dawned on me. Do others have this issue or concern, not being able to relate and associate with other animals because the cat world is just what you've known for oh so long? Do you have any personal examples, perhaps examples of where you honestly came away feeling a bit foolish or out of place? Times where you thought, duh, I used to know how to do this, like talk to a dog. I'd love to read your stories and general comments on this topic. Are you just too deep in that cat life to really be around other animals in a healthy capacity? I guess that is the question. Sort of like riding a bike. They say you never really forget how, but I'm not really sure if that's true. Are you unable to associate with dogs the way you once did because you've been off that bike for too long and out in the world with cats? You go to a farm store and talk to chickens like they're a Maine Coon or a Persian cat? Let me know. That comment section, it's all yours as always. And if you enjoyed this video, quite different from about 99% of the other videos here on the channel, but let me know if you liked it, and if you did, if you like this style, I'd certainly like to produce a few more in the future of this nature. Perhaps 1 out of every 5 vids. Have a bit of a conversation about cat ownership and how our lives in the cat world have impacted other things, other aspects of our life. In this case, how we relate to other animals. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.